this headset.
Okay, so I'm ready to start whenever you guys are. You good?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Welcome, guys, to the Dapper Gaming Podcast, episode number 44 for January 12th, 2014. New year. First podcast of the year.
Woo!
Exactly 1 year to the date since we started this podcast.
Couldn't get better.
Or,
than that.
recorded the first episode. I would say I started it like 2 months earlier when I started working on getting it ready. But then it didn't get good until episode 30. So, whatever.
Whatever. We got it now.
We got it now. So with me, as always, Tyler. Say hello to the nice people. Don't
Hello,
just
man.
wave.
Hello,
There-
nice people. In case you don't know who I am.
There's
I'm
an
Tyler.
audio version of this. You can't just wave.
Hey, those people miss out. They need to watch the video version. It's worth it.
They missed out for like the last 30 episodes when you just have never said anything and always just waved.
Yeah, that's my resolution for the year. I'm gonna actually say hello to these nice people every podcast.
Every podcast you're gonna say hello.
Yep.
And then with us, our special guest, Joe, aka Badman
Hello.
Reviews, I guess. I don't know.
Just go with Badman.
Badman.
Or Joe.
I'm not attaching
Joe.
reviews to the end every time.
I hate it. I'm actually changing the branding to just drop the reviews part anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
We could start calling you by your crazy YouTube name, like channel
please.
URL.
Please, God,
Start
no.
throwing in tons of numbers.
No! No one needs to know that,
That's what all the cool kids know. All the cool kids have numbers in their name.
obviously.
My internet handle was based around when all the cool kids had 3-letter names. Whatever. So, I think we'll start off with what every other podcast has started off with so far this year, but whatever. What do you guys do over the Christmas/New Year's break? I mean, it's been like 2 weeks since we podcasted at all. It's been weeks since I've talked to people.
Yeah. I just kind of hung out. I worked a little bit, stayed on campus and worked because I had that opportunity, earned a little bit of extra cash. Then I took like a week off to go home and just hang out with my family. My sister came up, so that was cool. I didn't really play that many games, to be honest, because I just took my laptop home. I didn't take my desktop with me. So I think I kind of played a lot of controller games with friends, which was neat because I haven't done that. Not a lot of people here, I know, like to play those kind of games. They're more into just like single player stuff. So that was cool. I played Spelunky. And that was
Spelunky is really good with friends.
yeah.
But I don't want to buy it because I don't hook up my computer to my TV, even though it's like a foot away. So I'm like, I don't. It's not even that. I just don't have enough like controllers.
Yeah, well, luckily they all have they all used to be like big Xbox 360 players, so they have a ton of controllers. I'm like, oh, I'll just bring my one controller and my computer and we'll play it. And I didn't even know I hadn't played it previously. We jumped into that. That was a good night of fun. It's ridiculously hard though. Like like that game is not easy, but it was still
Definitely.
fun. So that was cool, but I don't think I really played that much. I got into Dota kind of not over Christmas break, but I played a lot of it over Christmas break, or winter break, whatever you want to call it. So that was cool.
Dota will run on anything.
Yeah. So that was fun. That Wraith Night event they had was pretty cool. It was like, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, but it was fun. You got prizes. One thing I didn't do this year was the Steam that whole like winter card deal. I didn't fall into that this year, which was kind of nice. I only
did.
bought a couple games on the
I
well,
I didn't
like-
buy games. I bought cards.
No, see, I just sold my cards and then bought games. I'm like, this is the best thing.
I would
vote
have bought
3
your
times.
cards.
You should have told me.
I
'cause
needed those badges, man. I needed those badges.
I was like, there's no point to this. I'd rather just buy. I bought Spelunky without paying for it, so I was kind of happy about that. I was pissed though because I wanted Metal Gear Solid on sale, and the first day was the
You
only
mean
day it was
Rising?
on. Yeah.
Solid and Rising are like different series,
Yeah,
I guess.
well, that's true. My bad. But yeah, I wanted Metal Gear, and it was on a better sale the first day than it was for the entire month, and I just never ended up getting it. So that was kind of a bummer, but whatever. So it was a nice break though. I just relaxed. Nice to be away from school, but now I'm back.
I bought way more games than I was planning on. I was like, I have absolutely no money. I should not buy games. I'm not gonna buy games, guys. I have no money to buy games. I bought a lot of games.
There were some good deals though.
I bought Saints Row 4, and the DLC, the season pass, was on sale, which was an accident because it never went on sale ever again. I bought it when it was on the first flash sale of the first day. It never, the season pass never went on sale again. It's $10 normally. I got it for $2, and I was like, fucking perfect.
Yeah, that's such a steal.
Yeah, because like it has the 2 pieces of campaign DLC, and then something else that was stupid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it came with
Didn't that come
the
pirate?
penetrator, that the like the melee weapon that you stick up people's bums and you can shoot them like rockets with.
Definitely worth the $2 then.
Yeah, well, it came with Enter the Dominatrix and How the Saints Save Christmas, so...
Yeah, which both look pretty sweet.
I recently found out the glory that is Humble Bundle, and I've been buying too many games on that.
Oh yeah, that'll get you pretty bad.
Man.
I used to have like no way to purchase stuff off of there, so I just ignored it, and I recently got a PayPal, so now it's like every time there's a new one, I'm like, all those games for $5, why not? And then I never play any of them.
Well, one of the thing is, like, I've been a PC gamer for so long, and I play a lot of indie games, and I buy a lot of indie games, that when they come up in the Humble Bundle, I'm like, I own 4 out of 5 of these, so whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, they're not hugely exciting to me, except for every once in a while where they're like, here's all new games, and I'm like, the fuck? These aren't 4 years old? Oh god, and then I just like throw $30 at it.
Yeah, they had a THQ bundle. That was nuts.
I
got that one for Christmas.
I didn't buy the THQ bundle for some reason. I think it's because I had everything but Red Faction.
Yeah, I haven't even
Such a
played
good one.
I know that's bad because I got into that. I think last year I discovered that, and I was like, why wouldn't I buy these games and just maybe I'll play them later? And it's like, no, I haven't, and I probably won't. But they're kind of cool to have, I guess.
Ignore
I got
school,
that
play games.
Pretty much for Darksiders.
Yeah, that was number 2 in that collection.
I think if you paid extra, number 2 was in it.
Yeah, because I think that's how I got it then, because I don't remember ever like purchasing it. But aside from that, yeah.
Darksiders 2 is really good.
I heard it's so much better than the first one.
It's a lot better.
It's good. It's awesome. Dude, actually, I don't know if I beat that yet.
No, you probably haven't, and you have like half an hour left, and it's just like, just beat it, man. Here's how the end of that, like, you're right before the bad third-person shooter level, and then there's one more level after that. And the third-person shooter level is only like 20 minutes, thank God.
But I remember that game, you were like, you're really close to the end. I'm like, okay. Kept playing it, and I wasn't close to the end. I just kept playing that game, and it just didn't end. So I was like,
You said that you're in the last zone. The last zone is like, once you go to like that skeleton death zone, kind of, there's like fucking 3 hours of the game left.
You just ruined everything. Okay, Joe,
spoilers.
Play it. It's fun.
That's not. It's barely a spoiler. It's like there's 2 zones in the game. You went to the second one. To be honest, when I was playing the game and they had you like leaving the Viking area with like the big like giants, I was like, the fuck? The game's over? This is like the shortest game ever. There was like 2 dungeons, and then they're like, nope, second zone, 2 more dungeons, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that game is actually pretty long though. Like, I don't know.
It's not super long. It's like 7 hours. If you just do like the main stuff.
Which of course I didn't.
If you do all of the side quest stuff, which I think is I think that's too much of that game, almost. Like, because it starts to drag on, and you're like slightly over-leveled for some of the stuff that you want to do. Like, a lot of the minions become too easy to kill for the combat to still like be really enjoyable.
Yeah, but they do have that like endless tournament. I don't know what that's called. But that was pretty cool. It gets really tough really quick.
I don't think I ever played it.
Oh. I don't know what that's called.
Get my hands on that.
Yeah. It's fun.
So,
you guys do anything else?
Yeah, Joe, what did you do over Christmas?
I went up to Calgary for about 10 days to have Christmas with my brother, which I haven't done since I was like 1 year old. So that was cool. And while I was there, I ended up playing a shit ton of Assassin's Creed since my brother's trying to get like really high on that initiates thing. So half the time he's like having me play multiplayer for him. And then he had Last of Us, which I have yet to get to play. So I spent a lot of time playing The Last of Us while I was there too, and I beat that amazing game.
Yeah, I've heard awesome things about that. I watched someone play it for a while too. Just kind of
really
like
good.
I usually hate watching people play games, but that was one game where it's kind of like I can do. Oh, I kind of was like a backseat driver though, which sucked. But
That game is a lot like BioShock Infinite, where the gameplay itself isn't like the best part of the game.
Yeah.
And so you can like watch that. You can get a lot of the enjoyment of that game without playing it.
Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of the combat system in the game for sure, but
I don't like the controls.
and-
I stopped playing it and let my friend play it because of the controls. Because it's just like, we're going to make it hard to shoot because you're supposed to be not good at shooting. So we're just going to make it fucking, like, sway everywhere for no reason. And it's
Yeah.
like, the hell is this? Like, stop swaying, damn it.
Once you get later in the
Like-
game, you upgrade some of the stuff. It makes the swaying a lot better.
I hate playing, like, games where you shoot with a mouse or with a controller enough already that, like, the swaying was too much. I was like, you know what? I already hate playing games with a controller. Now they're just doing shit to piss me off. Nope, done. Here, you play.
I've played with controllers for, like, I've been a console gamer a lot longer than I've been a PC gamer, so controllers just feel a lot more natural than a mouse to me. Especially since I played FPS competitively for about 4 years, so mouse feels weird to me.
I played FPS competitively as well, but it was Counter-Strike, so it was with
PC.
a mouse.
yeah,
And so, like, going to the controller, like, for anything that's not... Like, there's a set of games that I'll play with controllers, and it's like Metroidvania games, like platformers, driving games, fighting games, like Monster Hunter.
Monster. It's its whole own genre, Monster Hunter.
Yeah, well, like third-person fighting games, I guess.
Yeah.
Like third-person action games. I don't know. Monster Hunter. I'll play Monster Hunter with a controller. But, like, I don't know, I just can't. A game like that, I would rather play with a keyboard and mouse. And so, it just
I can
started to
definitely
do
see
things
why
just to
people
bug
enjoy
me.
it.
But, that's a pretty good game. Or, well, it's an okay game. I didn't put it on my top 10 list here, so.
Oh, do you have a PS3?
Me?
No, Ryan.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
I played it at a friend's house.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like.
I only own, like, I own 3 consoles. I got a Genesis, an N64, and a Wii U.
Well,
So
That's an odd group of consoles.
I want to get a NES and a SNES, but
I want
don't
a
have the
SNES
money.
so bad,
just get an emulator.
but it's not the same.
yeah, man. You can't. Okay, it's awesome having them because, like, my friends come over and we just, like, play Streets of Rage. And we have the
That's the-
controllers, and
That's
they're
the
awesome.
Only reason you have it.
Pretty much, I bought
on.
a Genesis to play Streets of Rage.
I
Whatever.
don't know. I'm a bit of a collector / gaming geek, so it's nice to have all the retro consoles around.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So, what else did you do besides play The Last of Us? Buy any sick games on the Steam sale? Did you fall for the Steam sale?
Sadly, no. I was kind of too busy to look into it, and I didn't have the money, and I didn't really see anything I wanted, so I kind of ignored it.
Oh, I
know.
bought a lot. I bought a lot
Usually
of games.
I'm right into
I
the
got
summer
burned
sale,
on
but-
one though.
More power to you for being able to do that though.
I know.
I never can. I never
Nope.
can. I didn't have any money and I still spent it.
Usually it's the same for me, but this year I was just too busy to even like look at it, so that was nice.
Ugh,
Yeah,
I bought. No, go ahead.
I was on my phone some days at work too. Like I'd vote on, I'd
Looking
vote
at
on my
flash sales
phone.
and shit.
Yeah, vote
Yeah.
on my phone, look at flash sales.
I
Just
stayed
into
up
something.
until 2 in the morning because I know that I don't get up before 10, so I stayed up until 2 in the morning every day to vote for the new one and to see what was like the flash sale that I was going to sleep through, which is how I picked up Saints Row 4, so it worked out.
Paid off.
Paid off.
Yep.
But I got burnt. I bought Age of Empires 2 HD, which is real bad. Because
Is it?
Yeah, because Age of Empires 2 doesn't hold up to modern RTS, so it's just like not good. Like, I was trying to play it, and it's just like, you know what, man? I just want to play StarCraft 2 because the controls in that game are really good.
Oh.
And in this, they're like not. And Age of Empires 2 plays way too slowly, and
How old
slow,
is that
so
game?
like real old.
Oh.
And so the HD edition
Very
that came
old.
out last year, just like, or I guess it came out this year, is just like not good. Like, it's not fun to play. And they didn't redo any of the models or anything, or any of the animations. So it's just like HD textures on like these old ass models that don't look right.
Ooh.
So the game still looks like Age of Empires 2, like, yeah. There's a lot of reasons why that game is not worth buying.
That sucks. I'm really nostalgic for that game, but it's like I know
Yeah,
there's like a
me too.
hardcore fan base for it too.
It was like
That,
one of my
like, still
favorite
plays it
games.
competitively.
Yeah, just not as good as StarCraft 2.
Man.
Can't go back to it. Not gonna play it again. I installed it, played it for like half an hour. I was like, nope, delete. And then I bought a couple games that kind of really surprised me. I bought Reyes or Roos or something. It's
Yeah.
Dutch. It's like
I think I've heard of it.
there's like these giants. There's 4 giants. There's like an earth giant who like makes mountains and
Oh, Roos.
a water
Yes.
Roos. And like a water giant who makes oceans, and
Yeah, that's a cool one.
Makes
that
water.
game was actually really good. I got it for like $2 and it was totally worth it because it's a god game and it was
It's one of the
$2.
It's in one of the humble bundles right now, so if people want it, go get that.
Yeah, buy humble bundles. But Roos was like pretty solid. That was a good buy. I was really surprised with it. I finally got around to buying Trackmania 2. Trackmania is my favorite racing game of all time. So Trackmania 2, just like better in all ways. I think I got all of the Trackmania 2 games for $10. They sell it in 3 parts. So there's like Trackmania 2 Stadium, where you drive like F1 cars. Trackmania 2 Canyon, where you drive like, they're like sedans or like drifting cars.
Okay.
And then Valley, where you drive more cars that drift. And then you do loop-de-loops and fucking like half pipes and crazy jumps and shit. And it's just real nutty.
Isn't Trackmania like forever? Is that something?
That's a thing, yeah, it's free. It's like the
Oh.
free-to-play version of Trackmania.
Okay.
Oh.
I played that. Trackmania looks pretty fun though. You can use a controller.
Yeah, I use a
Oh.
controller for that game because it's not good with keyboard.
That's more of an arcadey feel for racing, right? Or is it-
Yes, it's
okay.
like a crazy arcade racing game because you're doing loop-de-loops. So,
Yeah, I guess when you said loopy loops, I should have figured that out. But
like, okay, here's the deal. So you'll like be going up to a half pipe that has like a break in the middle, and you like go up the half pipe, jump off, then come back down on like the other side and like keep racing. So you have to like do all these crazy transitions and jumps and like 180 turns inside of like these giant tubes and shit, and there's some real nutty maps. I'm just saying.
because can't users create their own maps too for that?
Yeah, that's all you
Yeah.
do is play other people's maps,
Oh.
basically. It's the craziest racing game. And I love Trackmania, which is why I put it on my... I gave it an honorable mention in my top 10 games of 2013 video. Which ended up actually getting featured on Screw Attack today in the G1 Spotlight. Ugh.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Screw Attack's cool. What is...
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. But yeah, the other thing that I did this Christmas was I worked on that video while like 2 days after school started, but whatever.
yeah.
During the 2 weeks that we didn't podcast, I worked on that video, sort of.
Sort of.
Like the
You
last
had the
2
idea
days.
of that.
Yeah, like that night that we played Rise of the... Okay, I had most of that list, like, organized. Except for... I put Saints Row 4 on there. That's a change that I made. And then Bioshock Infinite moved up, like, 8... Or, not 8 spots, but, like, 5. Because I went to record that game, like, just to get footage. And I played the whole game again. So it's just like... Well, this was better than I remembered. Like, all of the moments... Like, that game's really hard to play again a second time, like, right after. But, I mean, it's been all year for me because I bought that game and beat it in, like, the first 2 days. And now it's been, like, a whole year, and I played it again, and it's still just as good. And so I don't really get where all this Bioshock Infinite hate is coming from at, like, the end of the year where everyone's like, it wasn't as good as people say it is. It's like, no, it was.
Go back and play it, because you're going to play the whole thing again.
Yeah, I can. I need to
Like,
get my hands on that one for sure.
Mechanically, that game's not the best, but the story in that game is just really good. The characterization's great. All the writing, the world building, the design is just like... That game is just still really good. And I think there's not a game that had better, like, sequences this year. Like, when I describe a sequence, I mean, like, it's something that everyone will encounter in the game. It's like a scripted out event, sort of.
Yeah.
Like, in Bioshock Infinite, where, like, the opening where you're going to the lighthouse, like, that's a great sequence. And, like, the opening where you, like, run to the Lutece twins the first time and, like, they flip the coin.
Right.
I don't want to mention the other stuff because that's all spoiler territory, I would consider. Just because the 2 things I just mentioned are at the beginning of the game before any story happens.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Anything beyond that, it's going to ruin it.
yeah, if you want to know everything about that story, watch our spoiler cast from like a year ago.
Yeah.
God, Jeff and I played so much of that fucking game. We talked about that game for fucking like 3 hours on that. I think that's our longest podcast ever, actually.
I don't think I was on it because I don't think I played that game.
No, you didn't play it by then. You were supposed to, but you didn't play it. So.
And then I played it at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Whatever. Maybe we'll do another spoiler cast where we like do the DLC when the second part of the DLC comes out.
I think I'd have to have my friend buy it though, which would be weird because I played it on a Steam share.
Oh, I'll Steam share it with you when I finally get my goddamn Steam sharing pass.
Dude, Steam sharing is awesome. I can't wait to use that.
I wish I had it because I have a huge library. That's the other thing that happened during Christmas. I broke 250 games.
Wow.
That's a problem. You need to go see someone about that.
No, man, I played all of them. If it makes a difference. I've had my Steam account for 9 years, so
that's quite a while.
Yeah.
Getting those points.
Getting them points. I think I'm a lower level in Steam than you are.
Yeah, I fell into that trap of crafting badges, and I'm like, you know what? Not doing this anymore. Well, I know I'm not gonna play your game, Steam.
But man, yeah, I played a lot of games. God, I played and beat Shadow Warrior. That game's really good. It's like it's a remake of Shadow Warrior. It's an old school FPS. You run around with a sword and kill demons and shoot them with rocket launchers. It's awesome. And then I also played and beat Shadowrun Returns, which came out this year.
It's
like an
not
RPG.
Like the strategy.
It's a tactics RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked pretty good.
It was okay. It wasn't like the best game I played. I really like the art in that game. It's like all like hand painted kind of stuff.
Oh. Yeah.
It's not actually hand painted, but like digital painting kind of stuff.
It looks like it's hand painted at least.
Well, it looks like it's digitally painted.
Okay.
So, because like you just have to look at it. It makes sense if you look at it. But that game was pretty good. Reasonable story. You know, evil cult trying to kill everyone in cyberpunk Seattle. And God, what else did I play? Path of Exile. I'm back into Path of Exile really hard. There were basically 2 games that when I went to go record them to do the top 10 games of 2013 video that I started playing a lot of. The first one was BioShock Infinite because I played that whole game through a second time, and Path of Exile where I'm playing that game for like 2 hours a day, at least 2 hours a day. I got far enough into that passive skill tree that I have like a 99% chance to dodge projectiles and like all this crazy shit on my character. And so I'm just like, and I've gotten skill gems that increase the rarity of drops by like 35%. So now I'm just like farming loot all the time to get crazy sockets. I'm trying to buy gems so that I can like change the colors of the sockets and links between the sockets on my gear so that I can just like get these crazy skills. Like I have one skill that lights people on fire, electrocutes them, pierces through them, and it increases the like, or no, it lights them on fire and pierces them. And then the pierce is connected to another skill that increases drop rate and does like split arrow. It's insane.
That just sounds ridiculous.
It's insane. I've worked really hard to just like work this game's crazy barter economy so that I could spend gems like non-stop on my gear just to like get the perfect sockets. So that I can have fucking retarded skills. Because that game, the way it works is, like, you get these base skills that you have to, like, put in your gear. You have to, like, socket it, like in Diablo. And that gives you an active skill. And then you have support gems. And the gems, or the sockets, have, like, links between them. And if you put a support gem in a socket that's linked to to a socket that has, like, an active skill, then the support gem's properties go on to the active skill. And so, like, for example, I have another ability that makes people blind and makes them, like, explode. And so, like, you just, like, start putting in, like, these crazy combinations of support gems with, like, 3 active skills so that you get just, like, the most retarded things.
I forgot that combat system worked like that. I thought it was just, like,
it gets
tree.
The skill system gets a lot better when you get to the second difficulty because you start getting crazier gems.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, well, that's funny that you mentioned that, though, because I started playing Torchlight, too. I mean, I've had that game, and it was a free weekend this weekend, and I'm like, I haven't played that in a while, checked it out, and all I'm doing is grinding for gear. It's still fun. I haven't played that game in a while, so.
I'm basically doing the same thing in Path of Exile.
Yeah.
But, like, Path of Exile, my character now, because of that skill tree, is starting to get, like, real OP with the dodge. Because
you don't take damage.
I have, like, a 60% chance to evade. But then in, like, for example, okay, I have a 60% chance to evade. And I double that evasion chance for projectiles. So it's just like, well, then I have a 120% chance to evade projectiles. And then I, like, have a 30% bonus chance to evade spells and, like, all this crazy shit. So I'm just, like, making this character that doesn't ever take damage. Except that I don't have any health or armor. So when I get hit, I take a ton of damage.
And the chance that you do get hit,
I get hit by melee attackers a lot. And higher, like, unique enemies because they count as having a higher level. So I have a 120% chance to dodge a projectile coming from, like, an enemy of the same level as me. But if they're, like, if they have, like, an enhanced accuracy or something like that, and they actually manage to hit, then I, like, almost die. But it was great. Like, yesterday, there were, like, 10 just, like, regular skeletons shooting at me, which can't hit me, and, like, I got a phone call, and I was like, man, I don't have to, like, portal out to town. I can just answer the phone and just stand here while they miss. But I got really back into Path of Exile because that game is amazing. It's like it's got an actual like end game system where you start doing these like crazy random dungeons. Like they're randomly populated and randomly generated, so they're always different.
Yeah,
so I'm just like working my way up to that end game.
Similar system to Torchlight. I feel like that Torchlight has a little bit less of a like end game, just because of the way that the skill trees work. You kind of only have like a set way you can build there, whereas Path of the Exile just seems like you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, well, when you beat the game the first time on the like with your first character on the first difficulty, you unlock a new character called the Scion that starts you off in the middle of that tree instead of like off on a branch already. Right. So you can build like crazy characters. Like I have a Scion that is a necromancer and like tank. So they raise a ton of skeletons and zombies that explode when they die. And their shield stats, instead of applying to them, go to all of the zombies and stuff, and then I just run around with an axe and kill people with my army of zombies. Which is not something that you could build with like the default caster, because you like are too far on the skill tree to like put bonus points into health and armor.
Yeah.
And to get like bonus points to zombies. So yeah, that game like it gets a lot better the first time that you beat it. So not that it's anywhere near bad the first time that you beat it.
Yeah,
It's not like Diablo 3 where it doesn't even get fun until you beat it 3 times.
No.
If you can make it that far, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave up on Diablo 3. I beat it once and I was like, I'm never going to play this game. So, unless any of you guys have anything to add about what you did over this holiday, I want to get on to the first topic.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
So, what's your guys' New Year's resolutions? Like, gaming-wise, channel-wise, being an alcoholic. I don't know.
Yeah, that's when I turn 21 this year. That's my goal. Sorry,
You're gonna
Mom
stop
and Dad.
drinking?
No, I'm gonna. No, I don't like. I didn't actually have a resolution at all. But I mean, if we're talking about video games, it's probably beat ones that I haven't played, because I have that really bad habit, like Joe was talking about earlier, where I just collect games and I don't ever play them or beat them.
Beat The Witcher 2. We pushed that game way too much on this channel, and The Witcher 3 comes out in Q2 of this year.
Yeah,
quarter number 2, man. You got like 4 months.
We're already in quarter number 1, so yeah. That's probably it though, just because I'm really bad at that, and I know I have quite a few games that are probably pretty fun, and I just haven't played. And it's not like I can't. I just play Counter-Strike, and it's not that fun anymore because I don't play with anybody. And it's just like
I'll play with you. You and I should just stream once a week. Play like Counter-Strike or something.
See, I'd stream Counter-Strike, but I might try streaming a little bit more. I don't really know. It just depends on how much time I have. But that's kind of it. Play games, beat games I haven't played, expand my knowledge of games. Maybe get a console. Hey, that'd be a good goal actually. Maybe get a console so I can
get a Wii U.
Yeah,
so I can have. But that's money.
Smash Bros comes out, man.
Yeah, that's like the one thing that I kind of want to wait until that gets released, see how that is, test the waters, maybe.
Fair enough.
Or get like a DS or something, because I kind of want a handheld. I think it'd be nice because I've been riding the bus a lot lately.
3DS is amazing.
Yeah. See. So
yeah, I'm back.
There's a lot of like just that. I feel like an RPG on that would just be perfect for me. Save it, come back to it later.
Get a 3DS and then get Fire Emblem, and you're set.
Fire Emblem's so good.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like considering that, but it's all.
But if you got a Wii U, we could stream Monster Hunter.
I would never buy that game. Are you kidding me?
Why not? Why would you not buy that game?
I don't. No.
It's such a hard game to get into, I find.
That's because the first 5 hours of the game's a tutorial. But if you get past that 5 hours, oh my god, you're hooked. You're done.
I've also been turned off of the game because the first thing I played of it was a demo, and the demos for Monster Hunter are horrible.
Yeah, because they skip the tutorial
I know,
and then just throw you against the first
monster
and you die. But I've played that game a million times. Like, I've played every Monster Hunter, so I'm just like, well, I can kill this. Like, I played the demo and I was like, yes, monsters, die. But I also already knew the controls because I played try.
Yeah,
So-
I've have no experience with any of those games, and I don't know. Like, I know that you kill giant monsters and like use their parts for whatever, but that's all I know. So
Yeah.
It's
it looks
really good.
interesting. Yeah.
I played
And
400 hours of it. I have
Besides for you talking about it every podcast, I mean,
I
get
have
that.
400
I know
hours
that's-
of Monster Hunter.
You played
since,
400 hours
since
of it?
March.
Oh
That's
my-
well,
Monster
Wow.
Hunter 3 Ultimate came out in March. I played 400 hours of it
that's a lot because I have like 5 or 6 on Counter Strike.
on
That
Global
came out a long
Offensive.
time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it came out like a year and a half ago.
So
That's why I mentioned it in my top 10. I was like, I played 400 hours of this game this year, so it has to come in at least spot number 2. There's only one other game I played that many hundreds of hours of, and it's Counter Strike.
yeah.
Over years. I think I haven't even played that much of Global Offensive, only Source.
Yeah,
They
I
reset
tried-
my hours in Source because they used to have a bug, and I broke 1,000, and it rolled over to 0.
Dang it. I'm near 1,000, so I shouldn't hit that. But
Well, they fixed it. You can have over 1,000 hours now. Is that I rolled over into 1,000 in like, it would have been like 4 years ago
yeah,
in Source, and so it's just like
ridiculous amount of
0, and I'm just like,
time.
no.
You're like, no, there's a 1 there. You should call up support and get that fixed.
Yeah,
Can
fucking.
you add a 1?
I think it says like
way-
67 now on my.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like not right.
Yeah, you could fool some people with that though. It's like, oh, he's just a noob.
Yeah, I haven't played that
He's
game in
only
like a
played
year
for
though.
67 hours.
Yeah, he knows nothing about this game.
Well,
Anyways.
it's Counter Strike. 67 hours isn't enough to memorize all the buy orders and the maps.
Yeah, you kidding me? You need at least 200. But,
Yeah, at least 200 hours.
What about you, Joe? Any resolutions?
A resolution gaming wise. I really want to play a lot more newer games. This past year I played like a lot of retro stuff, and I didn't really get into a lot of like the newer gen, like BioShock Infinity and Last of Us and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely want to play more of that.
Yeah.
Channel wise, definitely want to release a lot more content than I did last year, and I want to try to not swear as much. That's, other
Yeah.
than that, yeah.
Respectable goals. I like the new games because I'm on that same boat. Because when we talk about like the game of the year podcast, we just listed off a bunch of games. I'm like, I've played 1 out of like these 6 games that you listed. So
I know everyone was mentioning like top 10 games of 2013 lists, and I was like, maybe I should try making one of those lists. And I came up with like 3 games, and I'm like, ugh.
yeah,
Yeah. The way that I do it, because I like to do actual like reviews and not like a quick look or whatever. And so when I review my games, like whenever I play a game, I have a notebook and I write all my notes about the games, and that's how I build my reviews. And I do the same thing for the top 10 list. Like when I play a game that I think is really good, I put it like I categorize it for the end of the year, where I'm like, this is good, this is bad, and I kind of start like slotting them in as the year goes on and like fills out. So like.
Yeah.
I have another list. I'm not gonna do the video for it because I don't have time. But it was gonna be the top or the 10 worst games of 2013,
Yeah.
and there's like tactical or it wasn't the top 10 worst games.
Oh.
It was the it was like the 10 most disappointing, because worst isn't fair. There's always
Yeah.
worst games that came out, but like no one knows they existed, so it's okay. But it was gonna be like Tactical Intervention, because that's a game that was made by like one of the ex Counter-Strike creators, and it was bad. It was just like a bad game. There was
Battlefield
nothing good
4.
about it. I didn't buy it, so I can't talk
Yeah.
about that. I don't think that would be disappointing to me, because Battlefield 3 was so disappointing that I didn't give a shit about Battlefield 4. I was like, oh, they broke everything that was good about Battlefield 2 for Battlefield 3. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not true. You were excited because they were bringing back the Commander.
Yeah, but I wasn't like, this is like, it
Oh,
wasn't a
this is
game that I
gonna
was
be-
like super stoked on.
Right.
And then it's like, they did everything that I wanted, but the game doesn't run. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, my friend pressured me to get that game so bad because that was one of.
And it doesn't run. You can't you can't play that game.
I lived with them last year. We would play it all the time. And it was actually pretty fun because we'd have like a room of people playing it. It was almost like a miniature LAN party in a dorm room, so it was cool. But I'm like, you know what? just like how bad I am with games. I'm like, I can't buy this, and I'm really glad I didn't because of all the problems I've had. But yeah, that would definitely fall in there.
Yeah, I mean, I might buy it in like 3 months' time when they get that game running.
They get a good summer sale maybe on that. I don't know. Does Origin have good sales?
No,
Not really. No.
they just have to get that game running. That's like they don't even have. That's all they have to do. I mean, they're getting sued over the state of that game.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
What about you, Ryan?
oh man,
Resolutions?
um,
Buy more mustache wax,
Yeah.
or make more. You make it.
make
don't you?
it.
Yeah.
I want to make more of it. I want to start selling it.
Brand. Plug it on the
Start selling it on the podcast. That's what I'll do. Hey, if you guys want mustache wax, you can buy it off me. Send me a message on YouTube or email me or something. All that contact information's on the channel. There's like a few things that I want to do. Gaming wise, not really anything. I mean, I play a shitload of games. I don't think I missed any games this year.
So you're pretty well rounded in that category. So maybe stream more. Well, that's different. That'd be for like channel.
Yeah, I want to stream more. That was what I was gonna say. I wanted to stream more. I want to do like a redesign on the podcast template and on the website, and then I want to start using the website. Okay, here's my big resolution: fix the website so that spam bots can't register anymore, and then use it.
Using it.
Because I don't use it
And
because of the spam bots, and so because like there's so many spam bots that register, and I can't seem to stop them. I used a honeypot. I used reCAPTCHA. I've used my own CAPTCHA. No matter what I do, they fucking get past it, and then they register and they post. And so I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna turn off registration then, and like not use the site. And so I don't use the site, and that cost me $10 a month to do nothing, and that's stupid. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd have a reasonable website. I guess another resolution is not much of a resolution, but I need to talk to whoever the fuck runs the Hidden Block site to change their ad provider, because I get like virus ads every time I use that site. They're like, you have a virus, and like they pop up and like bring me to other web pages, and I can't get back to the site. I'm like, no, go away.
I know a bunch of the guys on that site, and I know the guy who runs it, so I can bring it up to him definitely. I hate when there's shit like that. YouTube's been getting it too recently. A bunch of the virus ads.
Where it's like, I can't use it on my phone or my Android tablet because it's like, your Android device has a virus. Go here to fix it. I'm like, cancel. And there's like, App Store. It's like, no.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's.
And then I go back to like the browser, and I'm no longer on the Hidden Block site. I'm on something else, like the App Store again, in that, and I'm like back, and then it's like, ad pops up again. Like I can't get past this ad. It's just like, well, your site's unusable on mobile devices. How fantastic.
That's weird.
But that get people to stop using Sony Vegas. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's
Because it's
bad.
not good.
One, the GPU rendering does not work. Anyone who says it does is a liar. It does not
Wait,
work.
the what?
The GPU accelerated rendering in Vegas.
What's that?
It just makes it way faster to like render stuff. So
Oh.
theoretically, stuff that takes like 2 hours to render should take like 20 minutes.
Never tried it.
It always renders bad or freezes. I've tried it with 3 different generations of graphics cards, and I've tried it on 2 different operating systems.
Are
Does
you just
not work.
boycotting it because it doesn't work for you?
It doesn't work for a lot of people, but it's bad in a lot of other ways. Like the files that
Yeah.
it turns out are like 30 gigs bigger than Premiere.
Oh, I thought I had it. I guess I didn't.
And like it just it's bad. It's bad. But Premiere, once you learn how to keyframe, because it's slightly more complex to keyframe in Premiere than
Why
it
is
is.
everybody? I think Premiere's
not even-
keyframing-
It's the keyframing in Premiere is really, really easy. It's just hidden behind a menu. Or not even behind a menu, a tab. That if you don't know exists, you're like, how the fuck do I keyframe? and you get all confused. But it's super easy to keyframe in Premiere once you figure out that it's in the effects tab.
I didn't even.
And it's amazing that you can keyframe your different effects, like, individually, which is way, way better than what Vegas does, where it just throws them all on the same timeline, and you're like, oh my god, what the fuck is this? And you're like, here's my one clip, and it's like all of your keyframes for all your different effects are on the one timeline. You're like, I can't read this. But, yeah, Vegas is just bad. People should stop using Sony Vegas.
Start using Premiere.
Yeah, use Premiere. It's way better. It's way faster. Produces better, lower, like, smaller files with a better video quality. Like, it's insane.
Or like Final Cut, or I can't think of the other one.
They ruined Final Cut on the newest version. Final Cut
Yeah,
X.
yeah.
But
iMovie Maker, right?
Oh yeah.
Windows Movie Maker. You should use Windows Movie Maker.
Definitely. It's free.
I don't even know if it's free on 8, at least 8.1 or whatever. It doesn't matter. I like turned on my computer and installed Premiere. This is like the first thing I did. Actually, it went like Steam, Skype, Premiere.
I've never been happier than the day I downloaded Premiere.
It's once you figure out how it works, your workflow is like just way better than
I love it because it's like if I'm working on something and I go, oh, I don't like how this sounds, I can right click and I can fucking extract it right into Audition.
Yeah.
Or I can extract it right into After Effects.
It's
so easy.
The like Audition, like the Premiere and Audition integration, like the way they work together is like really awesome, especially for the podcast. Because I can just go into Audition, I can like sync it up with the video in Audition, and then like make all of the changes, like the balancing changes and stuff that I need to do, and like add a bit of a compression and like remove noise and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the other thing. If you're recording YouTube videos, buy a real mic, and then record in Audition so that you can do noise removal.
Is Audition by Adobe?
Yeah,
or...
it's part of the Creative Suite.
I
didn't know they had
a big
that.
fan of the noise reduction in Audition. I don't know if I can't use it or what, but I always get like a weird sounding, small, almost unnoticeable, but it's still there kind of echo whenever I use noise reduction.
It could be that the echo's just there because because of like the room that you're in. Like the echo is probably in the actual recording.
It could probably be it, but
because if you don't have noise paneling, then you have echo.
So what I do is I just make my room as like quiet as possible because the biggest problem is my computer. Since it's a laptop and it's having problems with heating right now, my fan is like on overdrive whenever I'm doing like recordings. So I take my laptop, I throw it outside of my room, and I shut the door and I record with my door closed.
Yeah, the biggest like generator of noise is my desktop. I can't move it, so.
It's pretty quiet.
I guess my actual resolutions this year, I'm going to start doing one review a month. In fact, I've already scheduled out the first 2 months. Starting Tuesday, because that's when the game comes out, I'm going to start working on my review of the Banner Saga.
Ooh, wait.
It's like a tactics game with like a really interesting story, and it's all hand-drawn animation in like an old school style. Like that old school European hand-drawn animation style. And they have... The multiplayer component came out during like the summer or something like that, and it was free to play, and it was really fun. So I want to play the single player because the single player has apparently an amazing story, and it's about Vikings. So you know.
Yeah.
I think we played a game of that together, and did you ever play it?
I don't think we played a game together because when I was playing it, they still didn't have like matchmaking against friends in the game yet.
Oh yeah, no, never mind. I haven't played this.
Hmm.
It looks a lot like it looks similar to Card Hunter.
Well, that's because it's a tactics game.
Yeah,
but
that's.
I think from what I played of the multiplayer, the Banner Saga is a better game, and so. But it's a game that I've been looking forward to for a really long time. It had a Kickstarter. I didn't support it because I didn't know it existed, and now it's going to come out, and I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to play it.
And it's on sale on Steam right now. Get it before it goes off sale.
Yeah, well, I was going to buy it like right after the pod. Well, I was going to buy it tomorrow, actually. when I pay off my credit card.
Only 1 day and 15 hours though.
Whatever.
Don't forget.
But yeah, that's my like big thing this year is I'm gonna do like in front of camera reviews where like I have a small recording space set up against this wall that you can't see, where the only thing that I have to do to get it ready to record is unplug my TV and take it and put it like on the other side of the room because it's in the way. Other than that, it should be okay, and I'm gonna start doing like in front of camera reviews with real editing and stuff, and do actual work and make real videos besides this podcast, because this podcast is about like the majority of the time working on it is the hour and a half to record it. So,
yeah. It's
or like 2 hours to record it.
It's a lot of work making reviews. I can say that.
Yeah, it's not easy.
If you're doing it monthly, it's not too bad. If you're doing it monthly, I used to do it weekly, and I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do weekly. I don't have the time. I know that I don't have the time.
Yeah.
I want to get better at doing them because I don't use footage well. I don't like vary up clips quickly enough and like sync them to what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
When I said this year I'm gonna do real editing, I mean I'm going to edit well. Like that's the goal. And then I guess monetize this podcast. That's one of the big goals this year. I'm gonna monetize this goddamn podcast. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, and stream more, but I think I said that.
yeah.
But yeah,
Covered that base.
I guess, and network, make friends,
Make friends.
so I can make them come on this podcast.
You're
So-
my friend now.
Yeah, we're friends. Come on my podcast, dude.
Yeah.
Any of you guys have anything else, or do you want to move on to what I wanted to be kind of the big topic for tonight?
I'm gonna take more pictures. I have a decent camera. Like, I have a DSLR. I don't know why I don't use it that much. But
I
I'm
think you
definitely
and I
gonna
have
take
the
more-
same camera, right?
You have a T3i, right? Because I just
Yeah,
have a T3.
I have a T3.
We all.
No, I just have a T3.
I
I can't shoot 1080p, but I don't shoot video anyways. So
Well,
have a T3i. It's
I-
beautiful.
yeah,
it's one of the reasons why I want to start doing in front of camera reviews, because I bought this to like record the podcast with, and to do convention stuff with. But I never. One, I don't have the money to go. I didn't have the money to go to conventions this year, so I didn't record any convention footage. So that just didn't happen. And then I don't use it for the podcast because I can't get it to not turn off, even with the custom firmware that I wrote.
Yeah,
It only records it in 10-minute intervals, unless you have a special thing on it, and then even if you did, it. Would
I don't
stop
need it to
recording,
record.
and
I need it to. I don't need it to record. I just need it to monitor, because I actually run it in what I was doing to record the podcast with. I was actually kept plugging it into my computer, using my monitor to like my computer as a monitor for the camera, and then screen capturing that
yeah.
as like
I
my
see what you're
webcam.
doing.
But it would shut off after 30 minutes, and this podcast is much longer than that. So.
Did you put?
Yeah.
Do you have Magic Lantern on it?
Yeah, with a change that I actually wrote to the firmware myself that did not do what I thought it would. It sort of helped. It made it run longer, but it did not get it to not turn off. So,
But
because I needed to never close the shutter.
right.
So, which is something that it does to protect the sensor, but I'm like, no, don't let me record.
Let me fuck up my camera.
Yeah, it's mine. I can do what I want.
It's
with
only
it.
2 hours a week
Yeah.
of constant exposure. I mean, whatever. But yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to. Fuck, I gotta go buy a microphone tomorrow, I think, or the day after. That's gonna be like $100. I gotta
For the
buy a
camera?
shotgun mic. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get one of those too.
Then I can stand in front of my camera and do reviews, and it won't sound like ass. Because the thing is, I'm not doing in front of camera reviews if it's gonna sound really, really bad.
The audio for the T3i surprisingly isn't too bad if you're not too far away from the camera.
I've used it to record a couple times, and the audio's not really up
Yeah.
to
Up
what I
to
would
snuff?
consider. It's not up to
Yeah.
snuff. It needs to be better, and so I'm gonna buy a Rode shotgun mic for like $100.
Hey, I think you just have something going with Rode. You a Rode fanboy, eh?
No, it's that
Just
they
give me
have a
crap.
good
Let's get out.
price
Get
on
out here.
good stuff. Like my mic, like I got this fucking mic and this arm for like $300.
Just giving you crap. Let's move on.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do this year. Is I'm gonna monetize this podcast and I'm gonna make videos and make people not use Vegas because it's really bad. So we'll move on to the second topic in a minute, but I've got to read this thing here. Talking about monetizing the podcast. Whoa. So, for you, the listeners of the Dapper Gaming Podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. I would personally recommend A Storm of Swords, A Song of Ice and Fire, Book 3, because the new season of Game of Thrones starts soon. We're going to be finishing off Book 3, going into Book 4 and 5. You know, catch up. Be up to date. Know what's going on.
No, who's gonna die this season?
Know who's going to die.
Don't be fooled by anything. You'll know what happens. You can record your friends being excited by all these crazy deaths on TV.
You know
Post it
it.
on YouTube.
So, to download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/dapper. Again, that's audibletrial.com/dapper for your free audiobook. Dapper. Dapper.
How did we get that?
I don't know how that wasn't taken.
That is awesome.
I know, right? But, yeah, you should definitely go, and if you have actually any interest in audiobooks, seriously, do that. Because we get like $15 a referral, man. That is a way to support our podcast in a big way. Because we do not make money, man. It costs $20 a month to host this fucking thing.
We're doing this all for you guys.
Yeah, man, a year at $20 a month?
You do the math.
That's why I'm poor. That's why I can't afford video games.
Even though you played them all this year.
Even though this whole podcast runs on that basis of having video games.
I can't afford them. I just buy them anyways. I don't eat. Actually, it's not that I don't eat. I don't pay my cell phone bill. I guess that's my real resolution this year. Pay my cell phone bill on time. So,
What's this news you want to talk about?
it wasn't even news. We could talk about CES, Steam machines, my man. Did you see those things?
No. I didn't really. Did Steam announce their own machines? Because I heard that
They're not.
Okay.
They announced that they're not going to announce their own machine.
they made an announcement for an announcement. Cool.
They're not going to announce one.
No.
They're not going to do one.
Yeah.
Because they announced, like, 14 machines got announced at their thing.
Right, like 14 separate companies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Or,
crazy.
I think 14 different models, not different companies.
Oh, okay.
But-
I knew there was quite a few companies.
Because there's a couple companies that have, like, 2 or 3 models. And then there's some companies that only have one $6,000 model. Falcon.
Oh, go figure.
Who would figure that those guys who just built...
$6,000.
It's $6,000 for that Steam machine. It's crazy. I think it's got, like, water-cooled NVIDIA Titans in it.
That's kind of overkill.
And it looks exactly like my desktop, except someone painted blue flames on it.
Is it actually a big tower?
Yeah, it's a full tower.
See, no.
Because it's the only way to fit the Titans in and then water cool them.
The purpose of me having a Steam machine would it be a small box I can put next to my TV in a living room, not.
There's a bunch of those got announced too. Like there's one of the Alienware ones looks like it's the size of an Xbox 360 or Xbox One, but it's got a pretty good graphics card in it. But then a couple of the other ones that are like $500. I actually like worked out the price on that, and you can't get a better computer for $500.
I'll see. That's what you're going for. I mean, that's what it should be. So.
Yeah, it's pretty much like in line with the specs of like an Xbox One. But the Xbox One's obviously going to get better performance out of its hardware because you can optimize it better.
Yeah.
At least theoretically, we don't know how well you can optimize SteamOS because it's
It's only been out for.
it's still in beta.
long.
You can't even dual boot it yet, so I haven't used it.
I know that's what I was pissed off about because I was gonna do that with my laptop because I had enough room to move stuff around to do that.
Yeah.
Couldn't.
But
Well, that seemed to be kind of the big news. I didn't really. I mean, on still the topic.
what are you
of
talking about, man?
CES.
There's bigger news than Steam machines.
Yeah, it's the
Curved
crock-
TVs.
Oh, I thought you were gonna talk about the crock pot that you can control with your phone. So
No,
you can
man.
set stuff and forget it while you're off at work.
Curved
And
televisions. Did you not see that shit, man? Curved
wait.
TVs.
you don't sound impressed by this smart crock pot.
No, dude, I'm not. I'm not impressed by the crockpot. I'm not impressed by the TVs either. But I really like that Michael Bay got completely lost because it wasn't a teleprompter,
Oh.
so he just left because he didn't have anything good to say about them.
Yeah,
I
So,
heard
you know
about
what?
that.
That was a really awkward. I watched it on the news. It's kind of really awkward, just like walk off. So
Yeah, because he's like, there's no teleprompter. And then he just walked off.
yep. Yeah, what really is the purpose of a? It's like a panoramic, right? Is that
Yeah,
kinda
except
the
that they're
idea?
really shit as televisions because you can't like have more than one person watching them, basically.
Because there's that one.
The thing
focus
is that Alienware showed off a monitor that was like this like 8 years ago, and it was actually
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
And it would work really well as a monitor because it's a super wide screen and it's curved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like surrounding. Like for the purposes of PC gaming, it's solid, except that it's a
It'd
TV,
be awesome.
so it's going to have shit input.
Yeah.
Like the input refresh rate's going to be bad. It's going to be
Yep.
like locked at 30, just like televisions are. But because televisions are like 600 hertz refresh rate, but that's just the panel refresh rate, not how many frames they can actually take in. So it's
Yeah.
like, well, that's crappy. Whereas monitors are like, we can take in 120 frames and the panel refreshes at like 900 hertz.
I never really dived that far in the.
That's the difference between how monitors are, the monitor refresh rate and the TV refresh rates are done. The
Yeah.
it's like on the TV, it's the refresh rate of the panel, but not the refresh rate of like the input. And so the input is like 24 to 30 frames.
They also have curved phones now too, right? The Flex.
Oh, I didn't see that. They showed
Yeah.
that last year.
Oh.
The bendy phones.
Yeah, that is it. Like the ammo LED or whatever that is.
Yeah, they showed that last year.
Whatever.
Sounds dumb.
I'm behind. Yeah,
Everything at CES was dumb. There's nothing
Was-
at CES that's interesting ever.
I'm gonna be honest though.
Because everyone just does their own like press conferences where like we created something crazy that we're actually gonna sell to consumers, and so CES is like,
the lights and anything to do with your home that you control with your phone when you're not at home is kind of cool to me. I like that. I like that idea of like just having a smart home, that a refrigerator that can track what's in your refrigerator for you and then tell you what you're missing while you're out, and then you can get that.
You
I mean,
can
yeah,
make
that's
an
called the-
Excel sheet with all your food on it.
Oh, I know, but why do that when
You
you're
want to hook up a camera in your refrigerator and just look at
monitor
it?
my food? It could be. They're just cool ideas. I mean, it's stuff that I don't think I'd ever have unless it became super mainstream. But it's just neat to like see what you can do. I guess like light bulbs that you can control with your phone and you can dim and change the color with. That's neat to me. But I probably wouldn't buy it unless it was priced at a reasonable spot, which it's not. Same with the crock pot. But I just want a crock pot because I want to make
does
chili.
that crock pot cost like
Crock pots are
$1,000?
awesome.
I don't know how much it costs. It probably costs quite a bit because I mean, that's I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't seem
Seems-
that hard to like. Okay, here's the deal. As someone who like programs and also dicks around with hardware sometimes, it wouldn't be that hard to make a crock pot that does that because you just like write a program with. Okay, so you install your own little board, like your own microcomputer, your own like IPTX or whatever they're called, and you make it run a program that controls the temperature on like the temperature dial on the crock pot, and then also have it have Wi-Fi, and then throw the temperature to like a website, and then that's like all you have to do.
I mean, yeah.
So
it's
like
not-
it's not like this huge engineering feat. You could do it yourself. I mean,
know,
it'd
but
be a
just,
pain in the ass. It'd be inconvenient, but
yeah, I mean, I don't have the skills to do it either. So this is why it's interesting. It's just cool ideas. And it's funny because I've talked about this in some of my classes too, where it's like smartphones beyond being smartphones. I don't know. It's just a whole connected smart home would be amazing.
I can make my food while I'm outside buying food.
Exactly.
too meta.
The- Okay, well, I'm done.
It's a crock pot. You can just turn it on when you're at home and then just leave.
Well, I get that, but you can also control it. Be like, oh wait, I'm gonna be home earlier. Turn the heat down, because then you're gonna need to. I don't know. You can mess with it. You could do stuff. You can
I
throttle
don't know.
the heat
It just
if you need
seems
to.
real silly. Until you can do it with a stove, which you should not, because it's a stove.
Yeah, because that'd be awful.
Whatever.
I don't know
think
about
that's what-
this conversation.
Hey, I've gotten really into like, not I don't know anything to do with like the home. I haven't bought anything because I live in an apartment, but like that stuff
You
interests
should
me.
just buy a home.
I don't leave this room, so I mean, I'm okay.
Before buying
Yeah.
stuff for a home, you should focus on buying the home first.
Yeah, but hey, I mean a crock pot I could probably use, so that's relevant. Thermostats that you can control from your phone when you're away. Hey, it's really hot outside and I set the thermostat to 75. That's ridiculous. Turn that baby down to 60. Save some
If
money.
anything, I would have gone along the roads of I don't want to get my fat ass out of bed. Let's just turn it down from my phone.
Yeah, I mean there's that too. Let me start the crock pot while I'm in bed.
Oh my.
The food's I already put the chili in there. Now I go back to my bed. I'm like, oh, I forgot to start the crock pot. Boom.
Man,
He's getting
I'm
really
gonna,
excited about this.
I'm gonna change how we name the episode so that it's not guest and then an episode number and a date. It's just gonna be like a fucking name, and this one's gonna be this is gonna be crockpots.
Welcome to the first podcast of the year, everybody. We're talking about crock pots.
Yeah, this isn't a gaming podcast. This is a fucking this is a podcast about crockpots.
We need to get in touch with Food Network or
Man.
my local Food Network station. Get us on
So-
there.
So we should probably bring this thing back on the tracks by just changing the topic.
Yeah.
Because nothing happened at CES. CES is always stupid. Like, there's no reason to watch it or listen to it or be informed about it because it's just stupid shit.
Yeah. If Half-Life 3 doesn't get announced, then no one cares.
I know someone who went to CES and they're just like, it was just like miles and miles of phone cases. Like, that was like the main thing there. It's just like, we've got phone cases. It's like, the fuck am I going to do with this? But, so the big topic that I wanted to talk about was like the best and worst trends of 2013. So like what you don't want to see in 2013 for gaming and what you do want to see. What like yeah. Not like I want to see game X, but I don't want to but like I want to see companies continue to do this.
I want to see EA stop fucking up.
Boom.
That was related to my worst trend of 2013. I want to see games. I want to see games that require post-launch apologies. Like I don't want to see that anymore.
Yeah.
They need to be gone. Post-launch
Definitely.
apologies. They need to be gone. It is the worst trend of 2013. Whether
wanna
it be SimCity, Battlefield 4, Ashen's Cricket. There's more games on that list that I can't remember.
I also want to see the yearly game, just the yearly game thing gone. Like the Call of Duty yearly games, Battlefield, and Assassin's Creed's doing it now. I guess Assassin's Creed's trying to make 2 games a year now, which, oh my god.
Yep.
That's not cool.
The thing about that is that I don't think it's a trend from 2013. I mean, it's very much a trend from like the last 5 years. And
Yeah,
so, I
guess
mean,
so.
it's all like, it's not something that started in 2013 and happened a lot. It's just something that's like always happens. But yes, I think everyone wants to see the yearly game go away, like the yearly installment.
No, I have a really complicated one where random DLC that's really, really cheap but has no content to it. I want to see that go away. I want large DLC that's
You want meaningful
worth.
DLC, like not
I
skin
want
packs?
I want Shivering Isles, I want Dawn Guard, and I want stuff like that. I mean, that's all I can really relate to because I don't know of any other big name DLC. I want whatever was made for in BioShock Infinite. I want stuff like that. Where
Burial
it's
at Sea.
real. Let's see. I want stuff
The thing
that's
is that they did Burial at Sea Part 1. They haven't come out with
fancy.
Part 2 yet. And then
Yeah.
they had 2 meaningless pieces of DLC.
Yeah. So I
So,
want. Well, I mean, Burial at Sea is supposed to be pretty, like, heavy though in story, isn't it?
yeah.
So
I
that-
haven't played it yet. I've heard bad things about it. But I'm waiting until the second part comes out so I can play the whole thing.
Yeah, makes sense. I want more meaningful DLC, basically. Like
Yeah.
add some content. If you're planning on like making me purchase more stuff, I know that what was it? Payday 2 kind of did it, where I feel like that game was not complete by itself, and they were adding new maps and you have to pay for them, and I really was against that because I feel like the game just needed that to begin with. I don't think I should. I mean, that's just me as a consumer being, I guess, tight with my budget. I don't want to pay for more to a game that doesn't have enough to like satisfy like the $30 price mark. So, but at the same time, I like Dota 2's microtransactions in their Dota 2 store, where I guess I can kind of compare it to League of Legends, where like League of Legends has outfits you can buy for your character, and Dota 2 breaks that down into every piece of that outfit you can buy individually. I really like that.
I think what it comes down to is just game genre. So it's like fighters, you could buy specific characters, or Dota, you could buy like clothes. But it's like when it comes to something like BioShock, I don't want small, meaningless transactions.
Yeah, because that's you're exactly right there because Dota
It's
2
even-
and fighting.
It's even worse in like the Xbox One, where every single game is like pumped full of meaningless transactions.
Yeah, like Killer Instinct. The whole game is a meaningless
No, Killer
transaction.
Instinct's not that bad.
Really?
You can buy fighters, or you can buy the whole game and get everything, and it's like that
Oh, okay.
That game, as someone who's played almost all the Xbox One like launch games, because like I have a friend who bought one. That game is the best about its microtransactions of all of the Xbox One games. But
Oh,
like
that's good,
Rise is like you can buy just meaningless shit, and it throws it at you. It's like skip levels, and here's stuff for all like multiplayer, and just like
Yeah.
Really?
XP boosts, XP boosts, XP boosts. And like, the fuck is this? And like, Dead Rising was the same way. That game, Crimson Sky, not Crimson Sky, Red. The one, the Panzer Dragoon sequel, like spiritual successor,
No idea.
Oh.
like is basically has content cut out of it where it's like, buy this, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
And like, and that's a single player game. And like
Yeah.
the same thing with Rise, single player game with microtransactions. Everything has microtransactions. Every single goddamn game.
I can't
think-
believe there's ones for skipping levels.
Yeah, doesn't that game have actual like content blocked off that you have to buy itself
Yeah.
too in the game? Yeah, that game.
That's
Not necessarily.
Cool.
I don't think that's right. That's the Dragon one, the Panzer Dragoon one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not cool.
But I think that Steam does it well just because they have the Steam Market, the Steam Wallet, and then it's a Valve game, so it kind of just flows really well. So that's probably why.
And
I
it's
like
a
it that
Valve
much.
game, and so they don't have to charge you for anything meaningful. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
game, because Dota 2, like the microtransactions in it are super fair in that there's no like you don't buy heroes, you just buy
Yeah.
skins.
Yeah. Which
And isn't Dota 2 free to play?
Yeah.
yeah. it
Yeah,
is.
that's exactly.
Yeah, which I always had a problem with that with League of Legends. I never really wanted to spend money on it because I don't like spending money on free to play games. And I guess I really wasn't into cosmetics in that game, but I really like the drop system in in Dota 2. I think they implemented that in League somehow. They can't really do it because of the system that's set up because it's individual skins, but with having like parts of skins, Dota 2 can get away with it, but I really like that system. I hate it because they
League's
force you to buy
also just
keys,
like an
but-
ugly game that has like a kind of shitty engine. So a lot of the stuff that is in Dota 2 you can't do like with League. Like I'm not into League, like buying skins in League because it doesn't matter which one you buy, they're all like kind of ugly.
See, the game's gotten better looking like throughout. They did a huge patch where I mean I agree.
Yeah, I
I'm
know
not,
they
like,
did a
there
huge
for
patch
it.
like a year ago that was
And-
that like changed all the old skins because they were so awful.
They've been doing a lot of like rework of artwork as well, but I do like the fact that I don't know if Dota does this as much, but in League when you buy skins, your attack animations change, which I think does happen in Dota, but also
It
like
does with the weapon.
a lot of a lot of little things like I guess it's all attack stuff, but you have different like quirks, I guess, about you when you have new
Different
skins.
like taunts and stuff.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. I mean, it's all cosmetics, and it all doesn't really matter, I guess, in
Yeah.
the end. But same with Dota. But
Like as long
it,
as it's not changing the game, as long as it's not making it a pay to win kind of thing.
yeah, that's my other thing. Pay to win games need to die. Get
They
out of here.
basically don't exist anymore.
Good.
What's a
Yeah.
game that's pay to win? Like I can't think of any.
That
Uh,
that one game.
Blacklight.
Yeah. Boom.
Blacklight.
That game.
Blacklight's not
Called
pay
it.
to win.
Yeah,
Get
it is.
out.
I've
If
heard
you don't
from
think it
multiple
is-
people the newest
No.
Blacklight is pay to win.
If you don't
Blacklight
think it is, then you
Retribution
haven't
is not
played it.
pay to win because
God.
you can rent stuff, which is way cheaper, and you get a lot, like really good guns. They give you a lot of stuff for renting stuff.
Yeah, you can rent stuff, or you can go and buy it with real money that you get. Whenever
So what? You
have that
still have
money.
access to it for free.
Yeah, you do, but you pay and get that stuff, and then you can buy it forever, can't you?
Yeah, but it's not even as
Mm.
good as the stuff that like you rent unless you spend a lot of money. Because when you buy a gun in that game with real money, you don't get any of the attachments.
You can
But when you rent a
Dude,
gun,
can't you
you
just
get
buy
a
those
crazy
too?
souped up gun.
There's a couple other MMOs.
The
that
rented
I
guns are,
can't
like,
think of the
really
name
solid.
Right now. There's a couple
Whatever,
MMOs
Ryan.
out there. I can't think of the name.
I
that
wouldn't
are
say
pay
any
to win.
popular games are actually pay to win anymore. including
There's not a
Blacklight.
lot of popular ones, no, but there are some out there that are still pay to win.
I want to see mobile games stop getting full-priced PC ports.
Yeah,
Like,
Angry Birds.
like that $50 Angry Birds game that you can buy for $2 on your phone.
or that like $15 Kingdoms Rush game that's like $2 on iPad.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't
Like
know.
that doesn't make any sense. I don't understand that. Like you're getting a PC version of a game that doesn't play well on PC for like $20. Get out of here.
I also want to see what is it, like digital content, like digital downloads on the Xbox and stuff like that. They've been better about it lately, but costing the exact same amount as the physical disc.
They can't change that because of a retailer deal.
I know, but I don't see why you should pay as much for a physical. You shouldn't pay as much for the non-physical copy. Because most of the pricing comes from the packaging and from making the disc.
No. Like if you make a game, you sell a $60 game, it's like $4 of the $60 goes to packaging and shipping.
Yeah.
It's not a huge cut of what a $60 game costs, and it's also like they can't change it. It's something that I
Yeah.
just don't even care about anymore, because when you actually look at the breakdown, it's not really a big deal or a huge saver. It's like $4 to $6 to manufacture discs, print them, package them, ship them.
I
Um,
guess so.
Jesus, I don't have any actual trends, like any worst trends, but best trends, things I want to see continue. The same as my worst trend. I would like to see games with post-launch apologies because the apologies are hilarious, especially the Ashens Cricket one. If I'm gonna see them, I want to see hilarious apologies. That's what I want. I want hilarious apologies. The Ashens Cricket one was amazing because they recalled a game that was already released. So that was fantastic. They didn't recall it because that would make sense. They canceled the game. They're like, we officially are canceling Ashens Cricket 2013, even though the game was out. So I was
So
like,
basically, companies just need to mess up really bad. Is what you're saying. Or if they mess up really bad, make it. Just don't even try to cover it up. Just
be real funny
make
about
it-
it.
make
Just
it
make it
worse.
real silly. Just make it real zany, man. I want to see online retailers take refunds. EA started doing that, and I think GOG started doing that, and I think that's a really good deal.
yeah.
Step your game up, Steam.
Yeah. I want to see more awesome Kickstarters. There's been a lot this past year that were really good.
This was like the first big year for Kickstarter games.
Yeah.
I think I almost got I got Kickstarter fatigue at one point, where it was like there's too many games getting Kickstarted that don't need to be,
Yeah.
and a lot of Kickstarters that failed.
Yeah.
The biggest one I'm excited for is a Hat in Time.
I didn't fund that because I didn't have any money at the time.
I didn't have money in the time, but you can. I recently figured out you can still purchase it and still purchase the alpha and the beta. So I went out of my way to do that.
The one I'm most excited for is Broken Age, because that comes out in a couple days.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Double Fine one.
Oh yeah, that should be good.
Yeah, I think I should be getting that in the next couple days. And then, God, what else comes out from Kickstarter this year? Tides of Numenera, or Wasteland 2 comes out, obviously, because that thing's in like beta. You can buy that on early access.
Yeah.
And then Tides of Numenera, hopefully. I think that might be 2015 though.
I don't know if it's already out, but what about Shovel Knight?
I didn't have
I
much
don't know.
interest in it.
I don't even know if it's out or not. I know like everyone was talking about it, and then it just kind of died off.
Everyone was talking about it because Game Grumps did a thing, and Pro Jared did a thing, and
I think there's a lot of people who did a thing on it.
yeah, there were lots of things. What stuff that you want to see happen or like continue, Tyler?
I can't really think of much. I already
Wants to
spoke
see more
about.
crockpots.
Yeah. Hey, I want to see more smart devices that aren't smart yet. Smart toilets, smart showers. No, my genius idea I'll pitch to you right now is a toilet that cleans itself. Or I guess an entire house that cleans itself. I
But
want
if you had a
robots.
toilet that cleaned itself, you would have to clean the bristles that clean the toilet because they'd get dirty and
Trust me, there will
they'd
come a-
have to be like replaceable. You'd have to replace those yourself.
I mean, hey, I can handle that. No.
What if they're not very clean like they are when you do it yourself and they're like all covered in poop and you're like,
Well, then that's not gonna happen then,
Yeah.
because obviously it'd be a failed invention. As far as games go, that DLC type deal, all that stuff I was talking about, it's kind of it. I mean, I have a lot of complaints about people that play games and people in game communities. I want to see.
hit me up with that.
Yeah,
Let the rage flow.
I really just want to see game communities thrive again on Steam, as in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, Steam, get rid of matchmaking. What the fuck?
I want Steam to get rid of matchmaking. I want community servers to have forums. I want people to be respectful of each other. I want 12-year-olds to not play Counter-Strike. And I want everyone to actually respect the ratings, and you should have to show your ID before you start an M-rated game.
No, man.
I don't know.
That is unconstitutional.
No, I just I really do want that matchmaking to go away. It's pretty horrendous.
I know. It killed our server, man.
Yeah. But
Dapper Gaming wasn't even going to be a podcast or like a YouTube channel. It was supposed to be a clan name for a Counter-Strike clan.
and look what it turned into. It's a little far off.
Yeah,
A
not
little bit.
remotely related, but whatever.
Yeah, but I don't really have too many complaints. I don't really.
Yeah, there
I
is
got-
like no more community sense to PC games. I think we've talked about this a ton of times though.
Yeah, it's especially. I mean, like even playing Torchlight, it was like, I have a 4-player game. Drop in if you want to. Drop out. I kind of like that experience of having the same person over and over, and it's hard because you have to like actually make a friend that you like. Because I mean, it was cool because we met each other at a time where that was more popular, and now it's like I'll meet a person on Counter-Strike, they'll add me because I do well. It's not because we have something like we want to talk about it, which is really like
Yeah,
okay.
like the people that I have on my friends list on Steam, or pretty much all the people that I played Counter-Strike with like a decade ago, man. Well, it hasn't been a decade. It's been like 7 years. It's really hard when I think about that stuff because it's like, man, it's been like 7 years since I like met all of these like people,
Yeah.
like Nick and Alan, Chris, and There's like this huge list of people that every night I would play Counter-Strike with. We didn't even have each other like on our Steam friends list or at the time, but it didn't matter because we would all get into Vent, and then we would all we'd either be in Ventrilo just fucking around, not even like playing Counter-Strike but still talking, or we'd be like in the chat in the shout box on the forum, or we'd be in the Counter-Strike server, or all three. And so it's like that doesn't happen anymore. Like there are no more clans. That clan they're just gone. And there's not really a way to like build that up again because matchmaking, man, you don't get like the same. The reason why clans existed was because it's like I like this server because I get good ping on it, and I like the map rotation. And then the same people always played all the time. It's like, well, we have something in common in that we like this map rotation and this server. And then you just start talking, and eventually you're friends. Like, that's just the fucking way it works. But
I don't know if it's generally the matchmaking system, because as a console gamer, pretty much every single console game is on a matchmaking system. And I have met a ridiculous amount of friends through Xbox Live that I still talk to today. And I don't know what it is, or if it was because I was on the competitive side of the gameplay and I played scrims with teams and stuff, but even if like in casual gameplay I'd play and then I'd be on a team with someone and we'd be talking over mic and then we'd have something in common, we'd add each other, and then the next day we'd go into matchmaking together and just play together, and stuff like that just kind of grew from there.
Yeah. I mean, I still feel like it was like a while ago though where that was kind of more common, and maybe it's like us just changing as people too, you know, and just like being okay with not really meeting a lot of new people. I don't know, but it just feels like something's changed. And I do get what you're saying though, because I know a lot of people that play online and they've met people as well, like through Call of Duty. But so it could be the game as well, because I don't know, Counter-Strike's not really a game.
Counter-Strike's not a game where you make friends because you yell at people because it's too competitive.
But at the same time, I went back on and played Gun Game on Source, and there's still like those game servers that like have people that like are like, oh hey, what's up, to like one of their friends that just joined, that clearly like they play together frequently. So
but that's because Source doesn't have the matchmaking.
I know
it really disappointed me that Global Offensive had matchmaking like that, because it basically killed all the community servers. They don't exist.
Yeah.
So especially community servers like the one that I was gonna run, where it just runs like default competitive map rotations. So yeah, just kind of like a shitty thing. It happened to TF2 as well, and it was disappointing when it happened to that too, because none of the servers that I actually like to play on and that I had friends on like are operational anymore, and so I like don't play games with them because like, well, we can't play on our server, so I guess we're just not gonna play anything. So it's like, it's hard to stay connected to the people that you used to just play on like the one server with. So
yeah,
I don't know. It was like our meeting place, you know?
Yeah. It goes way back.
I think that's the trend that I really don't like having had come over to the PC, is matchmaking, because I don't think it makes finding games easier. No. It makes it kind of a pain in the ass, because you're just like, go into matchmaking. Oh, I don't like this. Exit. Yeah. Go into matchmaking. I don't like this either. Exit.
Because the whole server browser was, you could just get the specifics of what you want, and now it's not like that.
I always had trouble with it. Well, since I was a console gamer and used to matchmaking, there's a couple times where I came into like Counter-Strike Source or TF2, and I just would not know the server thing at all, and I'd be like, I don't know what to do, or like what servers are good, and like what has good ping, and what has good players, and like what kind of stuff I would like. So at the start, it's kind of like a lot of tinkering around. So I can see how like people couldn't like it, but when it comes to matchmaking, someone could just buy the game, pick it up, go into matchmaking, and start searching for a game right off the bat.
Right.
It takes a lot of the confusion out of it.
I think it just shouldn't default to matchmaking, is what I want to.
Yeah,
because
I think you should have a choice.
Well, you do have a choice in the Valve games. It's just that everyone uses the matchmaking, and so now the server browser is dead.
Yeah, and I think the server browser should be more prominent, just because it fucking sucks. I get put into like 12, it's like 18 to 20 man games of Counter Strike, and that's not fun to me. It's
No,
like
it's fucking shitty.
it's like get 6 or 7 guys each side.
16's the
maybe top.
cap
Yeah, like 8 on 8
for like a
that's-
server.
Yeah, and
Definitely.
then when you get it just gets crowded. So, but I don't think that'll go away.
That
I used to
sucks.
like going on Titties and Beer and playing on their 200-man office server.
Yeah, see now those servers should exist because those are fantastic back in the day. I used to play those all the time at the internet cafe I went to.
Nice.
Yeah, before I got into computers. Well, that's when I got into them, I guess.
So there's only one more thing that I wanna hit. Or do you
Holy
guys have
shit.
anything to add?
No.
No.
Okay, one last thing. What's your most anticipated game of 2014?
Oh, jeez. Tyler, go first while I think.
That Tom Clancy game that I don't know the name of.
That's not coming out this year, man.
Oh, that's not it then.
2015.
You
Are you
know
talking
what I
about The
would've
Division?
said? Yeah.
Because that
Oh,
got
the
pushed back
Division
to
looks
2015.
amazing.
I would have said Rainbow Six Patriots, but hey, that got delayed until who knows when.
They had to restart that game because they fucked it up
Yeah,
so bad.
because they shit the bed on it.
I know what my most anticipated game of 2014
yeah,
is.
go ahead because I don't know of any games coming
Yeah.
out.
The Witcher 3.
Oh,
Oh.
man. See, wow, that
I'm
game
super
was
stoked.
awesome. It looks
Witcher
good.
2, Witcher 1, some of the best writing in games ever. Witcher 2, even better writing. The Witcher 3, crazy. It's like open world. They showed off like a way better combat system. Game's gorgeous. I'm super stoked. I want to play that goddamn game.
Well, you'll get to this year.
Plus, we finally get to address the main story arc in the trilogy, which is the Wild Hunt. I finally get to figure out who the fuck these guys are. They showed them through the first 2 games, never showed their face. They showed the one dude's like helmet in one of the in actual detail instead of like in a drawing that was kind of shitty in like cinematics. And so we got to actually see like his helmet in a cinematic trailer like in the last couple of months. I was like, oh my god, they look like that? Fucking, oh my god, I'm amazed. Like, super excited. I am super stoked on that game. It is easily the my most anticipated game of 2014 because I've been like stoked about that game since 2013. I've been stoked about that game since 2012.
You know, I honestly don't know.
Are you still stuck?
Yeah, it's toss up. It's probably Super Smash Brothers because I know I'll play it no matter if I get a Wii U or not. I'll find a way to play it. So
You'll have
that's
friends that'll
that's-
have it.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's probably it to be honest, because I really love that series. Melee more, but
Probably there's a couple. The most prominent one that I can think of right now, though, is definitely Beyond. I can't wait to see what Bungie does with that.
That's not called Beyond, is it?
Oh god damn it! I don't know. I always forget the name of it. I thought it was
Destiny?
Beyond. Oh,
Destiny.
maybe is it Destiny?
Beyond's
Why
a
did I call
different
it Beyond?
thing.
I thought
It's Destiny.
is Beyond the
Destiny?
space exploration game?
I don't know.
It is Destiny though. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
It's
okay.
Destiny. I was real confused. I was like,
Yeah.
Beyond. I was like, do you mean Beyond Two Souls? That came out
No.
last year.
Destiny. Yes, Destiny. You gave me a weird look, and I was like, I probably said the wrong name.
I don't even know if that's coming out in 2014.
I think it is. I think they were saying spring of 2014.
September 9th.
Okay, so later. Can't wait for that. The other thing I was
Spring
looking
is
into,
really far away from September.
yeah,
We're like a month away, 2 months away from spring.
just fucking up everything.
We're like a year away from September. Well, 9 months away.
The other thing, I don't know if it's coming out this year, but the Hyrule Warriors that the Wii U showed off.
That's going to be awesome because I love Dynasty Warrior.
Yep. Me and my friend used to play that all the time, and Zelda is one of my favorite franchises, so mixing the two together is going to be glorious.
Dude, does that mean that you have a Wii U?
I do not, but
Oh.
I'm planning on buying one this year.
When you
Same
buy
with
one,
the PS4.
when you buy one, tell me because I need people to play games with.
Okay.
We can play Monster Hunter. It's the
If I buy
only
it.
game with online that is like any good. Get
If I
Monster
get it.
Hunter. It's really good. Okay, here's the thing. Once you start playing Monster Hunter and actually understand what it is, it's like really easy. Like, it's hard not to appreciate it. It's hard not to love it. Monster Hunter.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I'm excited for. Monster Hunter 4.
Wow.
North America. It's already out in Japan. Hopefully it comes out to North America.
I hope it
It
doesn't.
probably will. The sales in North America for Monster Hunter have been a lot better.
Yes, they have.
And I'm not saying anything, but I'm guessing most of it is because of Pro Jared.
Probably not. What's that sound? Is that a vacuum?
It's a dishwasher, probably.
That might be my laptop going into overdrive at the moment.
Oh, alrighty then.
That's
Well,
perfect timing.
We better start wrapping this up because it's about
Something
that
might
time.
explode.
Probably.
We've been at this for like oh my god, almost 2
It's
hours.
been a while.
Yeah.
We gotta cut down. Jeez.
Had a lot of good conversations. Crockpots.
Yeah, about crockpots.
This is all my fault.
This is the Dapper Crockpot cast.
Yeah, it better be named that.
No, it's not. It's not being named that. So, yeah, let's wrap this thing up. Let's get this over with. Oh man, that's the other thing I want to. I'll talk about it later. So, I've been Ryan. He's been Tyler.
Hello, all of you people.
He's been Badman.
What's up?
And this has been the 44th episode of the Dapper Gaming Podcast for January 12th. And thank you for listening and or watching or both, you know, whatever. And we'll see you next week.